America, maybe you're a little too slow to understand it. That's what Muhammad Al-Asi, Sister Masume, the rich brothers over there, all those rich people that was inviting us. Not only that, they were sending me to Sri Lanka and all those places many times. And the last two times when I went to Sri Lanka, on the surface, this is a big hero, this is the Malcolm X of America, this, that, but at the same time, Rashid Ibn Isa, big UN employee, he's retired now, he would go with me. We spoke on the same program for years. But I would speak first, and when I finished, he would come up and try to tear down in front of other people. At one of the big joints, I said, just a minute. I said, it's African Americans, because he was talking against optimism. He was using realism. We don't even make toilet paper for our behind. We don't do this and we don't do that. And in the question and answer, I said, we're African Americans. I said, if we're not optimistic, you have to go home and give up, go to bed. So you have to be optimistic, right? You can't be a realist. Because a realist, look at what you're dealing with. Imagine we're realists and we're dealing with what's happened that we've seen in America. We're realists. Good God Almighty.
Can't win.
You couldn't, look, if you were a realist, remember, it's like how you see it. What they got is real. What they're doing is real. We walking past the graveyard like it ain't nothing. Y'all ain't nothing. How to punk the FBI. Letter to the DC police. Y'all got to get a hormone therapy. Hormone therapy. Let's call it little girls. Don't nobody talk to the FBI like that, right? How to punk y'all is a bunch of punks. Then we said, who did we say? We're going to give this lectures in the style of Pigmeat Markham, Moms Mabley, and Richard Pryor, right? It's making fun of the white man. That's just making, those are our top comedians, historical comedians, just laughing at it. And they turned red. They already got themselves fixed up. When they come here, it don't make no difference why they come here. We're going to scramble them up. And that's what we did. That's what strategic depth is. Strategic depth is that your unconscious mind, when you speaking to everybody, you speaking in the language and this da-da-da-da-da, but it's controlled, it's managed by your unconscious self, complementing your conscious self. Remember, conscious competency and unconscious competency. You're competent on all those levels, but you can't keep it so much in your brain, right? Your unconscious holds everything you done fed it. Our unconscious, all this has just been fed, and it is doing the work. Now, of course, Allah, we're talking about in human terms what we're doing. Now, Allah, without Allah, ain't none of this possible, and so that's the way that is. But Allah allowed certain people to play different parts at different times in history. The part we're playing is the part we want to play. Number one, self-esteem. We want to build up the self-esteem of black people, of Muslims, right? All the articles, self-image psychology, all of that. That's everything that we have been trying to do, we have done that. Star Trekking them mean, see, people didn't know I was a Trekkie. They didn't know. I mean, I'm telling you, in my big office in Oakland, the red carpet everywhere, a skylight, and brohams and stuff out front. go to my office at 4 o'clock and turn on Star Trek. You know, the reruns, I do it every day. This is 68, 69, 70. Why am I doing that? Star Trek was made in 65, 66, yeah, all that stuff. A friend of mine told me about it. You ever watch Star Trek? I said, Star Trek. I was selling and hustling. So I never watched no TV. I didn't. And I didn't watch it till later on. But the language we use, Star Trekker means what? We're going to go beyond where anybody else has gone. That's where we are now. It really, you know, it's unbelievable. I'm just going to mention a few things, but strategic depth. I'm wondering, can we see that we have been practicing strategic depth all the time? Can we see that we have engineered this whole thing, whatever it is, we've engineered it. We've engineered them to engineer their part. And we haven't responded to nothing till now, right? Because now everything is set. And believe it or not, they're in a hurry to get us busy. All this little stuff happened. They want me to hurry up back out there and get busy doing whatever we do. I said, I'll be out there in a little while when we get ready. That's rare. That's rare. I'm going to speed up. I want to talk about a symbiotic relationship. The symbiotic relationship is with us in Iran. We're proud of the Islamic Republic. The ministers and all those people that we know, that's their business. The symbiotic relationship between Iran and us is that everything they do to us, they do to them, and everything they do to them, they do to us. Except it's an individual, it's a movement, and that's a nation. And just like they, hey man, can you imagine how sharp the brothers have got from all of this 40 years of fitna? They're the sharpest statesmen in the world. They sharper than Russians, North Koreans don't do too bad. Russians don't do too bad either. But what the heck? All of them is on our side. And boss man, right now, I think the biggest blunder in history, boss man already did it. No matter what happened, he don't want Japan, he don't want India, he don't want China. He don't want none of the people that's big to buy Iranian oil. He gave 8 of them a waiver. Now they're trying to figure out, since the waiver is over, what they're going to do. It don't matter what they're going to do. It does not matter. It matters in a little way, but in a big way. There has not been so much gunboat diplomacy. And I don't care who you are, you're going to do like I tell you. Boss man, that man is a fool. He done through all diplomacy, and I don't know, somebody must have put him in there to make him do that, because he's stupid. Because there's no win. White folks said they are something. Everything he does is lose-lose. It ain't no win-win, ain't no win-lose. It's lose-lose. And the deadliest thing is, since you use U.S. currency in your trade, when the U.S. sanctions somebody, they can't do no bank transactions unless the U.S. says so. Let's visualize number 2 and number 3, China and Japan, and a few more people. The One, whatever they got over there, they've been talking about using that. The Belt and Road Initiative. The Belt and Road, talking about encirclement and suppression. The on the surface coup in Colombia, U.S. military didn't look like it, that's what it was. Brazil, look how good Brazil was doing a few years ago. Now the ex-president is in jail, the president before is in isolation and cut off, and they got a dictator just like Trump in there. One lesson all the Latins are looking at, this is worse than the 1900s. This is worse than them wanting to build the Panama Canal and come down and take Panama, because you're a new country, you're Panama, about a half a mile wide, that's all we need to build a canal. Colombia, you can keep the rest of your country, all we need is this canal zone, they call it, right? And they bring their white folks gunboats down there and say, this is what we're doing. Gunboat diplomacy. This dummy is doing that. And he's doing everything that's bad for America. I don't know if debt is bad, but he gave a tax cut to people and the rich folks got all the money, right? And now there's another $2 trillion in debt. Do you know it was 4 or 5 years ago that America was not repaying the debt, they was only repaying the loan on the debt. The interest. Good God Almighty. I bet y'all nobody in here know how broke America is. You don't even know, you don't have no sense of guessing either.
You don't even talk about that anymore.
Can you imagine? Just 10, 12, 13, 14, some few years ago, old Clinton, as big a fornicator as he was, he handed over $3 trillion in cash to old George. When George finished, it was $7 trillion in debt. I said, man, that boy was spending, but a dumb war. We lose millions of people. They lose 4,000 or 5,000, think it's a tragedy. But they destroyed Iraq. They destroyed Libya. They have technically destroyed Syria. But the strategic alliance developed from Syria. Russia, Iraq, Iran, and Syria. We won't stay in this all that long because I ain't even, that's what I was going to talk about. That's still a part of strategic depth. What we want to recognize is history on our side or is history on their side? History is traveling in the same direction we're talking about. History placed us here where we are now, in the position that we are now, because everything we need is going to come from the system. We train them to do that. Just think about it. We wrote, we're going to have $150 billion, right? Still sounds crazy, don't it? We don't have $150 million. We're going to be a $150 million organization. Well, we got 3 or 4 gigantic cases. Yeah, we get 40 million from that one, from the bank. 20, 30, 40 million from police brutality and bad behavior, right? Hey, we're on the road. If Allah give us most of what we need or some of what we need, we can't sit around, we need just a little bit more. Oh, you know, hey, we're on the road. I'm gonna stick with it, but Victory in the revolution, survival of the revolution, it survived. All of that fitna. Is Iran stronger today? Hey man, Iran is number 4 or 5 in drones in the world. Its science is accelerating so fast with them shutting down nuclear plants. With them, you know, with all of their fitna. And then when Iran hit them back with 1 or 2 blows, they stole something or other. What do you mean? They're killing our agents. What was it, 290? Hey man, Iran is on the money. We don't care what the snitches and stooges and tattletales.
And sanctions.
And sanctions. Sanctions just kill everybody. And then think about Maduro. Maduro's holding up, boy, look at here. Already in the U.S., see, the longer you hold out, the more you expose. They're beginning to look like idiots, right? They have a fitna a week, a strategy, a new plan per week, right?
Right.
And they all fail. Well, our army's going to take over. Hey, we ain't bothered with that. Now, the Russians told us them to stay there, and then they stayed. The Russians said, what are you talking about? Nothing. What are you talking about? Maduro is at the airport ready to leave. Airport, he's giving a talk right at, isn't he giving a talk on TV? Right? I'm telling you. But look what it is, think about it. If they sanction Iran's oil, if they sanction Venezuela, Venezuela had that sweet oil, plenty of it too. The sanctions tell them don't buy from Iran, buy from us. Buy from the Saudi, buy from this guy, that guy, right? Don't buy no natural gas. It's telling all of their used to be friends. I don't care nothing about y'all. I want you to do what I want you to do. And guess what? It's all at the same time. To everybody. He can't win. America can't win. They're doing the same thing to everybody at the same time. That's why when Allah wants you to go down, He's going to hand you the shovel to dig with. He's going to hand you the pistol to blow your own brains out. Hey man, look at what's going on right now. I'm going to speed up. Okay. So it's survived, it's become a model. A picture of what can happen. That's what Iran is. It's a model. Iran is better run than any country in the so-called Middle East. Way better. It's the only country to have elections. They said they got too much democracy over there. And 60 to 70% of the people go vote in Iran. And the people that they don't have nothing like they got here. You get a 4 or 5, no, you get about a month and a half for running around and chit-chatting. Not 2 years like here. The election of 2000, of 2020, they've been politicking for 6 months around here. 2 years you got to put up with that crap. 2 years. And then they have midterm elections. You don't never get tired. You don't never get no rest from political buffoonery. You know what they say about Iran? They have a system where a group, a body of scholars select who can run. Well, you know what they do in Iran? The janitor can sign up to run for the janitor. Some people that signed up for election of president are technical janitors. The guy, there have to be a body, it was 152 people signed up for the election. Here is the money you got, who the media is behind. But over there, it's a group of scholars say, I like the brother here, but hell, it's probably not possible that a janitor can put together a government. They'll all be janitors, and then only, he'll get the Janitors Association. Right? Tell the truth, and it's not against janitors, but he's not qualified. But he can sign up. And so they go through and they say, well, who could actually run the government? Who have experience? And they choose the top guys out every time. That's the way they've done. They chose the same people we probably choose. Literally every time. Okay. The next export of the revolution. The revolution has been exported. We have Hezbollah, we have Yemen, we have all over the Muslim world. People have woke up. People are feeling stronger and independent. Death to America, America is just about dead. So it's all over but the funeral. We have not had a funeral yet. Okay, let me speed up. So life is how we see it. Our story in Oakland is this story here. So that means that we are modeled. Remember, the story is evident. Everybody see it. Everybody, Remember the lecture I gave about Jesus and said all eyes is, see, the Bible says that all eyes shall see him, but he'll come like a thief in the night. And I was talking to y'all about, well, now, how can this be possible? All eyes gonna see him, but he gonna come like a thief in the night. Of course, we gave ourselves that title by saying everybody's gonna be looking at it, but they're not gonna know what it means till it's too late. All of a sudden, they're gonna look up and tell the nigga run off with everything. We was looking right at it. He was in there packing, so oh, this don't fit. He was in there setting this up, right? Recording. Let me see. What are we gonna do with that? I'll put it over here. That's what we was doing. In front of everybody. We've been making lectures on all of this all the time.